So welcome back to my channel. So what I want to do today is transition. So I got the Avata. I was doing a park challenge. I'll put that in the bottom of this particular video that I've edited of this transition we're going to do. So it was amazing flying around. It was really cold, but for some reason it just seemed to just flow nice. So I wanted this to flow nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some text and we're going to get it to come out of a slide, I think, the look of it. So let's get into it. Get the coffee, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now we've got Davinci Resolve loaded up. What we need to do is get some footage into it. I've got this camera working, so let me know in the comments if you like this view as well as that view as well. So I'm hoping it gives a bit more dynamic to the video. Anyway, so we're going to get the footage. This is the footage of a park challenge that I did last week, and I want to be able to put in a transition for a title at the beginning. So I'm going to use this slide here. So that's the plan. So we need to duplicate this. So press Alt on your keyboard, press on the clip so it's highlighted, and then move it up. We've now got a duplicate of that, and then what we want is some text. So I'm going to use this deep, kind of like it. I think it's fitting for this. So that's what we're going to use. Let's zoom in a little bit, and then we're going to widen that up a bit. Zoom in a bit more. There we go. We can make it wide enough. So this is like a cake. So the bottom one is your master, then you've got your text in the middle, and then the top one is the one that we're going to use. So video 3 feed is the one that we're going to use to create the mask, to be able to hide the text behind it, if you like. So that's the plan. So what we're going to do is highlight video number 2, go over to color, and in here is where all the magic happens. So to get the data that we need this. So we're going to move over to where the slide is. There it is. Get it so it's nice on the screen. Yep. And then let's zoom in a bit. And then what we need to do is create a mask. So across the top here, you can see you've got different settings, color, and so forth. What we want to do is use that. It is window. Yes, it's window. And then we want to use the freehand, the pencil. As you can see in the bottom of the video, I've got a nice bevel around the video. I use this as part of the masking. I might create a video of it. Let me know. So we'll hit that. That's now freehand. So the minute you press on it, it'll put a little dot there, and then we just follow it round. So we want to create it round there. So it's made that. So if you want to click on another one, here we go. Click on there. There you go. So now we've created that mask. So now what we want to do is we want to track that. And to do that, we've got to go over to Tracker. So in here is where we're going to collect all the data. And this is using pan, tilt, zoom, rotate, and 3D to create that tracking information. And you take them off, the easier it becomes, but it might not give you what you need. So start off with all 4 and work your way back, or do the opposite. If you want to just use tilt or zoom, you start with that and then work your way to the finished result that you want. But we're going to use all 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to track back first. Forward, sorry. And you see how it's starting to go off already. We're just going to let it do its thing. And then let's go back. There we go, that's doing a better job. Don't worry too much, we just want that basic data. There we go. So let's not use these buttons at the bottom for the tracker because it'll create more data. What we want to do is now move forward and back using the actual link there so we can see what data it's collected. So you can see it's nearly there, it's just off a little bit. So if you press on frame at the bottom, not clip. Clip is the old video. What we want to do is per frame. So if you press on frame, then what we can do is we can adjust this and move this around. So let's put that on there, move that over, and ultimately, if you create, you can just add extras to it. Just add it in the middle, see where it's gone red, and then just move it over. So that's the ultimate goal. Zoom out, and kind of want to start bringing this down now. So. And then if you press back a bit more, let's fast forward and then we'll get it to where I'm happy with it, and then we can move on to the next stage. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we've got the basic data. What we want to do is open that up. So what we're going to do is get the right hand side of the track data and move it out so it'll hide the text behind it. So press on clip, so it'll do the whole thing now. So we move that out. So we'll move it out of the way. And what that'll do is that will hide the text behind it. And that's ultimately what we want to do. So if you now move back, you can see now it's moved it out of the way. So we just move it out a bit more. So the important data is the bit that we want that is in behind the side of the slide, and that's ultimately what we want to do. You've got to keep playing with this. There's no easy way as far as I'm aware of. So we'll move that over a bit more. Remember, it's frame to do that. Okay, so we're going to keep on moving this out. So we can hide that text behind the back of that the slide. So that's the plan. So we keep moving it backward and forward. Let's get it right. I'm quite happy with that. And then that moves a little bit there. Let me see. That. Just jumps a little bit there and get that. If you can hit me in the comments how I can do this per frame rather than just backward and forward, because it's irritating and I'm not 100% sure how you do it. I know it's a tutorial, but this is how I'm doing it. So if someone's watching this and you know how to do this per frame, then brilliant, hit me up in the comments and I'll revisit this again. There we go, got it. So let's move that over here. So that's now perfect. So I'm happy with that. I'm you know, chuffed to bits. So now what we need to do is we need to put a alpha output. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun there. So on the right hand side here, we need to right mouse button and add alpha output. And then what that does is it creates this little blue dot here. But if you add that to that, that now has got rid of that side. So you can move backward and forward. And as you can see, you can only see that bit of the footage. And then as it moves in line with the slide. So that's kind of what we want. So that, remember your cake, that's your top cake. So if we go back to frame, so if you remember in here, let's move along here a little bit. So now we've got a cake effect. So what we want to do is, oh, we're jumping the gun a bit. So we kind of want to start there. So we'll move that to there. But you can see how the text is currently in the center. We want to move that over out the way. So go over to your inspector, press on the settings and move to the top where you got transform. You've got your position X and position Y. So as you can see, it moves. But what we want to do is we want to start it out the way. So if we move it all the way over there, out the way, you can see it started to disappear. It's kind of perfect. So we'll start it there. And then on the corner there, you'll see that little diamond, if you like. Press on there. That now is a keyframe. So then what we want to do is we want to press play to the point where we want to see it on the screen. So kind of there. So kind of there. So then we press on there. Remember to hit that diamond, and then in there you can see the numbers 1842. We double click on it, press 0. That's now in the center of the screen, and you can see the lines there. So what we can do is we want to test that now. So if you go to the side there of your diamond, you'll see a little line. Press that. That will take you to the beginning part of where we started moving the text. So now when we press play, you'll see it now come out and come in center of the screen, which is perfect. That's what we want. So let's do that again. So nice and slow. My computer's a bit slow. It is proxying it and rendering it out, so it will speed up. But that's kind of, as you can see there, it's come out, it's perfect. I'm happy with that. So what we want to do is we want to smooth that out. So if we go to like halfway, as you can see, it looks a bit jagged and it's not perfect. You can see where it's not perfect. So if we jump back over into color, and as you can see, it's not perfect. So we want to smooth that out a little bit. And to do that, we go back over to window. And now in there, make sure that's selected, which it is. And then under here, you want to soften it. So we're going to bring that up to 3. And as you can see, it's starting to move. So you can see the softening out. So we're going to bring that up a little bit. And then do the inside as well. So it's making it nice and soft. You can see the pink lines around it. That makes it nice and soft and makes it like transition nicely. So if we go back to the video now, if we go back, you can see it's softened it out there. Let's just zoom in a little bit. You can see it's kind of softened out a little bit. So now when you go to the beginning, let's zoom out. As it comes out now, it's nice and soft, and it's not as bad. So quite happy with that. Let's go through that text now. So let's fly straight through that. So I think that looked quite cool. So to do that, we want to go to the part where it finished moving, coming out. So if you go to your inspector again and then press on the diamond at the left, you want the arrow. So now it's taking you to the point where it's there. So now we want to zoom through it. So now we've created that. We want the zoom part, which is the next one up, which is that one there. So now we've told it keyframe from there. So then what we want to do is we want to move forward a little bit, kind of there. So you can see the sample is still there. We're going to change that text. It's dead easy to do. And then we want to zoom in. So we pass it sort of. So it's full all the way. Come on, keep going. There we go. So 100%. So it's there, and then that'll disappear. So it's like we've flown through it. Have I moved forward? I have moved forward, yes. But you can see that's still there like that. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of that. So to get rid of that, we press on the top one, press Control and B. That'll cut that bit of clip. And then what we want to do is we want to highlight the right hand side and then just press backspace. That now will get rid of it. We no longer need it. So if you go onto there, you'll see it come through and then flies through there like that. But it stays there. You can see how it's like the text is still there. So we need to reduce that down as well. So if you bring your text down, click on it, bring it down, so then it disappears. So, and then we want to smooth that out. And then to smooth it out, the text, we want to, that little line at the side there, bring that over a little bit. That then will fade it out to 0. So as you come up to it, it'll fade it out and then disappear. So the end result is kind of like this. So we're going to go, start there, come round, text comes out, and then we fly through it. And there you go. It's as simple as that. And then what we can do, we can adjust that. So it's not perfect. You can see there, it's still there. So we can just move that down. So you can see that how it's got a line each side like that. We want just one line. So if you just move it along there like that, so you can see that, and then you can move that along. So kind of, we want to get rid of that altogether. So if we bring it down to roughly where it's finished, so we've finished with that piece of cake, and then what we'll do is we'll play it again, and then you'll see it'll be perfect. So the text comes out, and then we fly through it. Perfect. That's it. It's not completely perfect. I'm going to play around with it until I actually put it in the video, but you'll get the gist of it. Have a play with it, make it nice and smooth, move your tracking down a little bit so it's nice and perfect against that slide. But I'm happy with that. I'll mess around with it a little bit more so it's kind of nice, and then I'll import it into the video for the end result. So if you like this one, hit me up for comments if there's a tutorial you'd like me to do. I'm still very new, so any tutorial that you can suggest and help me move along and get improved doing these tutorials. I do predominantly do droning, so all the droning footage you see I do myself. So all that footage is actually my own footage. It's not just stock footage. I know fully 100% how that footage has been put together and done, so I can do that transition within the video or whatever effect I'm going to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.